So much of our life happens on our phones, right? Ordering food, closing business deals, pretty much everything. But what about something as serious as a court summons? Could that really just pop up in your WhatsApp messages? Let's dive in and figure out the rules of this new digital reality. Just imagine this for a second. Your phone buzzes. You look down and you see a message with some official-looking logo. It says it's from the court. You feel that little jolt of panic, don't you? Is this actually how the legal system works now, or are you looking at a really clever scam? It's a huge question, and the answer is, well, it's not as simple as you'd think.
You know, for the longest time, getting a summons was a very physical thing. An officer would literally show up at your door where you'd get that formal registered letter in the mail. But our world went digital, and the legal system had to catch up. And that meant embracing new tools, things like email, approved couriers, and yes, even WhatsApp. They're all part of the official playbook now.
So, what kicked this massive shift into high gear? Well, like so many big changes we've seen lately, the real push came from a global crisis. The COVID-19 pandemic basically forced institutions all over the world, including the courts, to figure out a new way to work or just stop working altogether.
And this right here, this was the watershed moment. In a landmark case, the Suo Moto Writ Petition Civil No. 3 of 2020, the Supreme Court of India essentially said, look, to keep the wheels of justice turning, we have to go digital. And that one statement threw the doors wide open for using things like email, fax, and even instant messaging apps for official court business.
Okay, so with that door now wide open, it's super important to know what the new rules of the game actually are. What methods are officially on the books today?
The methods that are accepted now are really a mix of the old and the new. Courts will officially recognize a summons sent by email and also through instant messaging platforms like WhatsApp. But the physical methods haven't gone away entirely. You can still be served by an approved courier service, but, and this is key, they have to be recognized by the court and keep really careful delivery records.
I know. The whole idea of getting a court summons on WhatsApp might still sound a little chaotic, kind of like the Wild West of legal notices. But it's so important to understand that this is not a free-for-all. The courts have actually put some really important safeguards in place to protect you.
This protocol is everything, and the most important part for you to remember is Step 2. You see, rulings like 2022 Supreme 277 have made it super clear that while a WhatsApp notice is allowed, it really should be sent at the same time as an email. Why? Because that creates a verifiable, dual-channel digital trail. It's a system of checks and balances. And the same thing goes for couriers. They have to be court-approved agencies that can prove they delivered it.
So, why do all these procedural details matter so much to you? Well, it's pretty simple. In the world we live in today, understanding how the real system is supposed to work is your #1 absolute best defense against the fakes.
And this is exactly the kind of threat we're talking about. It's called the digital arrest scam. What happens is criminals make these incredibly convincing fake notices. They'll call you up pretending to be officials, and they use all these high-pressure tactics to scare you into sending them money. They are literally counting on you not knowing how the real process works.
But now you know what to look for. You know the red flags. First, and this is the big one, it is non-negotiable. A legitimate court summons will never, ever demand you pay money immediately. If they ask for money, it's a scam. Full stop. Second, remember that safeguard protocol. A real WhatsApp notice is almost always going to be backed up by an email. And finally, the real legal process is just that, a process. It's not based on scary, urgent threats over the phone.
So let's just bring it all home. This whole modernization of the legal system isn't something you need to be afraid of. Knowing how these new digital rules actually work, understanding the proper procedures and the built-in safeguards, that's what gives you the power to instantly tell the difference between a real notice and a dangerous scam.
And that really brings us to the big, forward-looking question, doesn't it? This whole shift is a delicate balancing act. As every single part of our lives moves more and more online, how do we keep building a legal system that is both efficient and modern, but also secure enough to protect every single one of us? That's a challenge we're all going to be navigating for a long time to come.